Guys, so today I decided to do a video for you on how I do my face makeup and how to do your face makeup if you're a beginner, if you want to learn tips, if you're just getting your collection together. And I thought that I would make a video about things that I was wondering about when I was learning how to do makeup. And this video is just on my face, but I am going to be doing a video on these eyes as well. I already filmed it, but I'm going to edit it separately because this video would have been way too long if I had done both in the same video. I will have that linked up here or down below, but this one will definitely be going up first. Also, be sure to subscribe and check out my social media links. I have a personal Instagram and a makeup Instagram, and I'm making videos twice a week now, so if you want to see more, please subscribe and like this video and comment down below. I would love to talk to you guys. Okay, so be sure to stay tuned if you want to see how I did this. You hear, if you're like just new to watching makeup tutorials, you've been watching them forever, a lot of people talk about primers when they talk about beginning your face. I have mixed feelings about primers. The most important thing to do is get a moisturizer because that can prime your skin in the sense that it leaves a smooth base to put foundation or concealer onto, and it's also great for your skin. Moisturizer, I feel like you can never have too much. Okay, so the next thing is foundation. I didn't bring all of my makeup collection with me because I'm in school, but I think what I have right now is a good representation of 3 different types of foundations that you can use for different levels of coverage and different finishes. So one type of foundation that you can have is a BB cream or a BB water. This is the Smashbox Camera Ready BB water. I'll go over these really quickly, but basically this is good for light coverage and it feels so good on your skin. It feels like there's nothing there. I also brought my L'Oreal True Match foundation. I think this is a good liquid foundation. It's not overpriced. It's L'Oreal, so it's from the drugstore, and it's a good, I think it's like 10 bucks or something, maybe even cheaper, 8 bucks. I'll put that down here. But this is a good coverage foundation. They have a pretty good shade range, but I'm gonna check on that because I don't want to preach something that isn't true. And it's just good for building up and using a beauty blender or a brush and putting that shit on your face. But my all-time favorite foundation is definitely my Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. This has amazing coverage. You can build it up or you can put a little amount on and then use your brush and blend it all over your face. That's usually what I do if I'm going for a more natural makeup day. There's a few different ways you can apply foundation. You can put the foundation on your hand and then dot it all over your face. I think that's a really easy way to do it. It's fast, it's easy. What I like to do is pour the foundation on my hand and then take my sponge directly to the foundation and put it on my face that way. I use sponges most often. They're super dirty and I am so sorry about that. But these are 2 different sponges at 2 different price ranges. This is, I know it's hard to believe, it's a beauty blender. It's a nude beauty blender, so it's not supposed to be pink under here. But this is probably the best sponge on the market. Makes your makeup apply so well and so beautifully. There's no streaks. It's not cakey. It's good for applying powder as well. And then I have the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, which I think is a really good dupe. So I'm just going to take the sponge on my hand, kind of dab it around. That doesn't, no. And make sure that there isn't too much on the sponge. And then I'm just going to take the sponge directly onto my face and just bounce it on my face. Now you can put as much or as little as you want on your face. I think the sides of my nose is kind of the most important part of my makeup because I don't like it to get crusty there. Okay, so the next step I think is personal preference, especially if you're starting in makeup and you don't want to spend a ton of money on all of these individual products. The next step would be concealer, which I am going to do today. But I just want to say, if you don't want to use concealer, you don't have the money, you can always just build up the foundation a little more under your eyes to add a little more coverage there, because concealer is usually used for under eye circles. If you're using it to cover your under eye circles, then definitely apply it underneath your eyes. You can apply it directly there and then spread it out a little bit outwards, because I like to do a combo of concealing my under eyes and highlighting. Since I'm also highlighting, I like to put some on the bridge of my nose. I like to put some around my mouth because I'm concealing a little bit of darkness there. And then some people, I'll do it. You can put it on your forehead. I find that makeup on my forehead kind of bunches up anyway and looks a little bit odd, so I don't like to put too much product on my forehead. Again, I'm just tapping all over my face to make sure everything is blended nicely. You can do this as many fucking times as you want. It's gonna make your skin look good regardless. I really don't think you can tap your face with your beauty blender too many times. So, the next step for your face makeup is setting everything. Setting everything basically means that A, your makeup stays in place all day long and that it doesn't budge. There are a few different ways that you can set your under eye concealer. You can use a sponge or you can use a brush. My preferred method is a sponge because I think a damp blender or a sponge puts the powder underneath your eyes really flawlessly. You can also use a brush and that works fine for so many people. What you do is you pick up some powder on the sponge, and then what I like to do, especially because I've been talking to you guys so I didn't set it right away, is go under my eyes and make sure that there are no creases developing. So I'm just tapping lightly underneath. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face. You can use a sponge to set the rest of your face and just press the powder onto your face, but that takes a little bit too long. So I just like to take a big fluffy brush and just load it with powder and then just buff it into my face. So that means just moving the brush in circular motions around my face. So now that you've added a base to your face, you're going to want to add a little bit of dimension. I'm not going to contour today, but I'll show you guys a palette that I have that you can use for contouring. My favorite contour palette that I own is the Cocoa Contour by Too Faced. I think they have this in 2 shades, which is really good for darker skin girls and men and anyone of any gender. What I do most frequently instead of contouring is bronzing. So that means just adding a little bit of warmth and dimension to your face. You usually bronze on the cheekbones, which are right around here in the middle of your face, and then your forehead, and you can also bronze on your jawline to add an illusion of maybe a more striking jawline. That's up to you. I have 2 bronzers that I really like. The first one is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. This is a really incredible bronzer if you're just starting out and you have more of a lighter skin tone because it's so light and it's so buildable that you don't have to worry about going crazy with the bronzer and then completely ruining your makeup. A higher end bronzer that I really like is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light. It's so gorgeous. It has like flecks of shimmer in it. So it's not a matte bronzer, which the Physicians Formula is, but it just makes your skin look so glowy and beautiful. The brush that I use the most is a duo fiber brush. This is the Morphe M427, and this kind of brush is really good for so many different things, especially for bronzing and blush because of the length and the material of the brushes. It doesn't pack on too much bronzer and blush at one time, so you don't have to worry again about putting a big streak of whatever on your face. But I'm just going to take the brush like that, swirl it around. So I have the product on the brush, and then I'm just going to go right around here. So if you go from your ear, the tip of your ear, which is right here, that's not this tip, and then you draw a line right here and you kind of figure out that's kind of where you want your bronzer slash contour to be because it's a good mediation in your face. I am just gonna start taking the color onto the temples of my forehead really lightly. I feel like this is everyone in the beauty world's favorite part about doing makeup, but it's just so fun, and it's so fun to buy new highlighters. And if you guys get into makeup and highlighting is your thing, I respect that. I love it so much, and we can always talk about it. Another brand that you can go for is Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have 2 of their glow kits in Gleam and Sun Dipped. These are really beautiful highlighters, especially the glow kits, because you get a lot of bang for your buck. You get 4 huge pans of highlight, and it's for $40, so it's like 10 bucks a highlighter, which is like kind of a lot of drugstore prices. This is one brush that I use all the time. This is the Morphe M501, and it's basically just like a really big fluffy brush for your eyes, but you don't use it on your eyes, you use it to highlight, and I think it just fits really nicely in the area that you're going to highlight. I'm going to start with the Wet n Wild highlighter that I showed you guys and just press my brush onto it like this. Now, where you like to highlight is, again, up to you. What I like to do is highlight from the top of my cheeks right here up to here, so when you turn your head to the side, it hits the light really nicely. Then I like to take it above my eyebrow a little bit so it is kind of a C shape. And I'm taking it right here because it looks so strange, but you can see that when I'm smiling, it looks really nice. And I'm kind of just buffing this in like I do my other products. You want to avoid putting highlighter in this area right here because it makes your skin look a little bizarre. This is a good area to keep matte, at least these 2 spots right here. The next thing I like to do is put highlight on my nose. You can do this so many different ways. You can just take it right here. You can take it right here and here. I usually get lazy and I do it here and then I just wipe it up like this or swipe it up. I also like to take my highlight on my Cupid's bow. Now I'm gonna add some blush. I think this might be one of the most subjective parts of the makeup routine because a lot of people don't like blush, and you don't have to add blush. You don't have to add anything I put on my face, but I personally love it. I think it's so cute and makes your skin look so adorable and flushed. I have 2 different brushes you can use. The first one, this is just a big blush brush from Real Techniques, and this will just pack that shit on and will add a really nice flush to your face. But I like to use the M427 by Morphe again that I use for my bronzer just because it stipples it so you won't have like a big, like 2 red circles right here. I did not mean to flip you guys off. And then it also just, you have a little more control on where you put it. I have 2 different blushes that I'm going to show you guys today. This is a blush palette from e.l.f., which I really like, and it's so pigmented, it's crazy. This is something you have to be careful with, but the colors are so beautiful. And then there's the blush I'm going to be using today, which is by MAC, and it's in Well Dressed, and this is just a super nice pinky toned blush. And then I'm just going to look at my cheekbones, smile a little bit. You can do this in so many different ways. You can take it directly onto the apples of your cheeks, which I think is so cute, but sometimes can make you look a little bit like a clown depending on how you feel about blush and how comfortable you are. What I like to do is start right around here and then just start taking the blush from the apples of my cheeks all the way up to my cheekbones. I like to take it a little bit on my chin too. Okay, so I just went and did my eyes for a different in-depth tutorial on how to do eye makeup. That was Maple. So if you want to see that, I will have it linked down below. I think this video is going up before that one, but when I put that one up, I will definitely put a little card right here and have it linked down below so you guys can go check it out. What I'm going to be doing today is doing a liquid lipstick application. So that means that it's basically a liquid lipstick is a lipstick that's been liquefied, so it has the opacity of a regular lipstick, but it's supposed to last longer on your lips and have a matte finish. So you just take the doe, this is a doe foot applicator, and I usually start on the bottom. Okay guys, I hope that you found this helpful, and if you have any questions, please let me know because I will be happy to answer them. And again, I'm not a professional and I'm not a makeup artist and I'm still learning, but I thought this video would be helpful because I'm like everyone else, I'm still learning and I'm still watching YouTube videos and I'm still figuring it out. But I thought I would relay my tips to you guys to see how you feel. So be sure to subscribe and like this video if you want to see more, and I'll see you soon.